wild or planted for some purpose. So a large area of land where you have trees and bushes is called a forest. Then forestry is the study and management of forests and forest resources. It is the art of planting, tending, and managing forests and the utilization of their products. Silviculture is the study of forest trees and other related trees. Now, the common forest trees we have Iroko, Obeche, mahogany, Nigeria walnut, ebony, camwood, opepe, afara, teak, abra. Those are examples of common forest trees. What importance does forest have? Number one, it produces food. You get some fruits from the forest. Then provision of fuel, your wood. You can burn it as charcoal or you can use it straight as firewood. Then provision of medicinal herbs. Most of these herbalists go into the forest, get barks of trees, so it is used as herbs. Provision of employment, forest guards, people that tend the forest, that's the job for them. Then it serves as windbreak. Windbreak is when wind is coming, when the heavy wind is blowing, it can easily blow up structures. But when there are trees around, it is those trees that will absorb the force or the pressure that the wind is bringing. So that is why we call it windbreak. So it serves as a break. It absorbs the pressure of the wind, not to affect your structures, your buildings. Now, another importance of forest is the formation of rain. It's cold, rain easily gathers, rain condenses in forest areas. So rain is formed and you can easily get rain. Then it prevents soil erosion. Then it adds nutrients in the soil. Droppings from the forest trees get into the soil, decays, and that's nutrients. Then it is the home of wild animals. Wild animals live in the forest. Then it serves as storage center. People come from different places. Okay, I come to look. Okay, these trees. Okay, these are the trees that are going here. You can just see it. So it also serves as forest or tourist center. We have forest reserve. Then it serves as beautification for the environment. And some people plant trees to beautify the environment. Just plant some palm trees, some teak, any kind of tree they want in front of their house to beautify it. So that's another function. Then it reduces atmospheric pollution. It absorbs those CO2. So it purifies our environment. Then it is a source of raw materials. You know that your books that you use, your textbook and even exercise book are made from these forest trees. So the source of raw material. Now, forest regulations. There are regulations put in place to maintain our forest and not allow it to just be managed anyhow. So we're looking at those regulations that are put in place for the forest. 1, prohibition of bush burning. Bush burning is prohibited. You don't just go in and burn anywhere because you are looking for grass cutter or squirrel, looking for any bush meat. No. Then there is a ban on indiscriminate cutting of timber trees. You don't just go into the forest and say, oh, I want to build a tent, a local tent, or I want to have a hut, and just go in and you just take your cutlass or whatever and start cutting down trees. No, there is a ban on indiscriminate cutting of timbers. Then people are encouraged to plant trees. Various state governments in Nigeria encourages citizens to plant trees so that the ones we don't just exhaust all the trees that we have. By the time you are replacing the trees that's being cut, you planting another one. Those important windbreak, environmental purification, beautification, and the rest, we enjoy it. Then there's a ban on collection of leaves and firewood from the forest. Like those herbalists are just going, or whoever goes into the bush and starts taking leaves, taking firewood from the farm. You know, you go there today, take leaves, take firewood, they are not replacing it, take before next year when you come, you don't meet anything there, even everybody is doing the same to it. So there is a ban on collection of leaves and firewood from the forest. Then there is also a ban of farming in forest reserve. You cannot go to a place where it's called forest reserve. Or is that just a place that is secluded? You don't farm there, you just gather for the sake of protection of of the forest, and also can be a tourist center that people come in to see and just relax. We play a relaxation center. So you don't go there and say you want to farm. There's a ban on farming in forest reserve. There is also a ban on the cutting down of underage trees. You know, some people are just careless, just go into them and just, oh, this tree is not so tall. The normal height of the tree is to be as tall as 66 feet, but now it is just 20 feet. You just go there, boom, and you cut it down. No, there is a ban on cutting down of underage trees. Then tree fellers are to obtain licenses to cut down trees for human use. So before you go into the forest to cut down, you go and get the license. Okay, I'm allowed to cut 50 trees of Iroko here today. So you bring your license, okay, they see it and they check it. How many did you cut? You actually cut the 50. So that's a better way to curb indiscriminate felling of trees. Now, forest management practices. There are 4 practices of forest management. There are selective exploration, deforestation, regeneration, and afforestation. Selective exploration is the process of cutting or harvesting only mature trees in a forest. Only mature trees are cut down. This allows for the harvesting of older trees, while the younger ones remain as a cover to the surface of the forest. When you just go in, cut the mature, then before you know it, one day you will come there and you don't miss anything. So that is why there is selective exploration. Only older trees or mature trees are cut. Advantages of selective exploration: it ensures the concentration of selected species of timber in a forest. Then it protects the soil from erosion. It ensures the continuous supply of timber. Then it serves as a revenue base for the government. I said earlier that you obtain license. You don't obtain license to cut trees with mouth. You have to pay. Okay, I want to cut 50 trees. Then you are paying 100,000. Or you are paying 150,000, you are paying something. So that is bringing money into the pots of the government. Then another advantage of selective exploration is that it prevents indiscriminate felling of timber by giving licenses to sawmillers by state forestry division. Then undesired species of timber are eliminated by this method. Okay, we don't want this type of timber in this forest again, so we can allow our sawmillers to come in and cut them down. So we don't replace them because we don't want them anymore for one reason or the other. Now, the next forest management practice is deforestation. Deforestation is the continuous removal of forest trees, either by bush burning or indiscriminate felling without replacing them. Okay, we have 1,000 forest trees in this forest. Mr. Ali goes there, he moves 50 this month. The following month, Mr. Salami comes, he goes to take 150, that is 200 more. Okay, Mr. Shogotola comes, he takes 100. That is leaving us with 700. By the time they continue to do that regularly, before you know it, in 2 years or 3 years or a number of years before you open your eyes and close it, there is no single tree in that forest anymore. So, continuous removal of forest trees, either by bush burning, people that are selling charcoal for people to use for cooking and all that. They go into the bush to burn forest trees. That's how they get the charcoal. So it's either you go to burn trees or you are falling trees indiscriminately without replacing them. That act is called deforestation. So it is uncontrolled deforestation should never be allowed because it will lead us to so many hazards in the environment. What are the causes of deforestation? One, unfavorable climatic factors. When the climatic factor is not favorable, then it might lead to removal of forest trees. Then man's farming activities is another thing. Man wants to farm. Okay, I want to use this land and have 100 forest trees there. Just call something like, yeah, come and cut it down. They cut everything down. Timber exploitation is another cause of deforestation. Mining and industrialization. Okay, we want to use this place. We want to start producing paper, exercise books, typing paper, A4 sheets, and all that. We are going to the forest. Oh yeah, remove 1,000 trees. Remove this one. Natural disaster is another cause of deforestation. Maybe there is serious wind, there is serious rain that is falling down the trees and things like that. So that's another cause of deforestation. Then government policies. Government can come up and say, oh, this place we don't want to have forest there again. Let's remove the trees. So those are the reasons for deforestation. What effects or disadvantages does deforestation have? One, it encourages soil erosion. When there are no trees on the surface of the soil again, erosion will set in. Then it leads to loss of organic matter, resulting in loss of soil fertility. It also reduces the amount of rainfall in the area. It decreases soil moisture retention. It increases leaching of plant nutrients. The nutrients goes down into